Think about a time when something went wrong. Maybe it was a minor inconvenience, or maybe it was a life-altering tragedy. What was your first instinct? For most of us, it is to fight. We scream no inside our heads. We tense our muscles, we clench our teeth, and we replay the event 1,000 times, wishing we could undo it. This is resistance. It is the invisible war we wage against reality. When I was lying in that hospital bed, paralyzed from the waist down, my resistance was deafening. I was at war with my spine. I was at war with the doctor's diagnosis. I was at war with every second of my new existence. I thought that by hating my situation, I could somehow change it. But I was wrong. My anger didn't fix my nerves. It only poisoned my spirit. There's a profound distinction we must understand. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Pain is a physical or emotional fact. It is the injury, the loss, the cold truth of the moment. Suffering, however, is the story we tell ourselves about that pain. It is the why me, that it shouldn't be like this, and that I can't go on. Pain is the arrow that hits you. Suffering is the second arrow you shoot into yourself by refusing to accept the first one. When I stopped fighting the fact that I had to wear a diaper, the physical reality didn't change. But the suffering did. The moment I said, okay, this is where I am right now, a heavy weight lifted. I realized that 90% of my exhaustion wasn't coming from my injury. It was coming from the energy I spent hating it. Nature is our greatest teacher of non-resistance. Consider a river. When a river encounters a massive rock in its path, it doesn't try to push the rock out of the way. It doesn't waste its kinetic energy in a direct, violent confrontation with something that will not move. It doesn't stop its journey to complain that the rock is unfair or that the path should have been smoother. The water simply flows around it. It accepts the obstacle as an immutable part of the landscape and finds a new path. The water remains powerful precisely because it is yielding. It understands a truth that we humans often forget, that being rigid is a path to breakage, while being fluid is a path to survival. Think about the nature of water. It is the softest substance in the world, yet it is the only thing that can carve through the hardest granite over time. It doesn't achieve this through force, but through persistence and non-resistance. It doesn't fight the stone. It simply outlasts it by embracing the reality of the terrain. When you are in a state of non-resistance, you are not weak. You are becoming as persistent and as inevitable as a mountain stream. Non-resistance is not about giving up. It is not about being passive or letting life trample over you. On the contrary, it is the ultimate form of courage. It is the bravery to look at a devastating reality, a broken body, a lost job, a grieving heart, and say, I see you, I accept that you are here. Now, from this place of truth, what is my next step? When you fight reality, you are leaking precious energy that could be used for healing. You are like a swimmer trying to swim against a riptide. You exhaust yourself until you drown. But when you stop resisting, you float. You allow the current of life to carry you to a new shore. You become like that water, fluid, adaptable, and ultimately impossible to break. You realize that while the rock may redirect your flow, it can never stop the river from reaching the sea. So, how do we actually do this? How do we stop the war when the pain is real and the fear is loud? It starts with the body. We often carry resistance in our physical form without even knowing it. Think about your shoulders right now. Are they hiked up toward your ears? Is your jaw clenched? Is your breath shallow and tight? This is a physical shape of no. The practice of non-resistance begins with a single conscious breath. It is the act of softening the muscles that want to fight. When I was first injured, I held my breath as if I could hold back time itself. But I learned that you cannot heal a body that is locked in a state of combat. You must invite the tension to leave, one exhale at a time. Try to notice the moment the resistance rises. It usually starts as a heat in the chest or a tightening in the throat. Instead of pushing it away, look at it. Say to yourself, in this moment, this is what is happening. I don't have to like it, but I will not fight it. This is the key that unlocks the handcuffs of suffering. When you stop resisting the present moment, you stop leaking your life force. You begin to gather your energy instead of scattering it against the walls of your situation. You realize that you have a choice. You can spend your energy hating the storm, or you can spend it learning how to sail. Imagine your life as a wide, open sky. The pain, the diapers, the catheters, the uncertainty. These are just clouds passing through. They are heavy, yes. They are dark, yes. But they are not the sky. The sky does not resist the clouds. It simply allows them to be there, knowing that they will eventually move on. When you practice non-resistance, you become the sky. As I continue my journey with Touch the Present, I've realized that my greatest progress didn't happen in the gym or through medical procedures. It happened in the quietest corners of my mind, the moment I finally laid down my weapons. For years, I thought strength was about pushing back, about fighting the world until it gave me what I wanted. But true strength is the ability to stand still in the center of the storm. When you stop fighting life, a strange thing happens. Life starts to support you. You begin to notice that even when the waves are crashing all around you, there's a center within you that is perfectly still, perfectly calm, and completely untouched by the chaos. That center is you. It is the core of your being that remains whole, even when the body feels broken. We often spend so much energy mourning the person we used to be, or fearing the person we might become, that we completely miss the person we are right now. We get trapped in the should-haves and the what-ifs, creating a mental prison that is far more restrictive than any hospital bed. But the present moment is the only place where healing can occur. You cannot heal in the past, and you cannot heal in the future. You can only heal here. If you are going through a dark time right now, if you feel like you're losing control or that the weight of your reality is too heavy to bear, I invite you to try this one simple thing. Just for today, just for this hour, stop the war. Stop the internal argument with reality. Stop trying to figure out how to fix everything at once. Touch the present exactly as it is. Let it be messy. Let it be painful. Let it be uncertain. When you stop resisting the darkness, you realize that you have the light within you to navigate it. In that sacred space of non-resistance, you will find a peace that no doctor can prescribe, no amount of money can buy, and no circumstance, however dire, can ever take away from you. It is the peace of simply being. It is the freedom of letting go. It is the realization that you are enough exactly as you are right here, right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your time and for walking this path with me. Touch the present. Heal your soul